Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing Roxy's weekly challenge number 15, week 15. Now I'm doing mine, well it's the same but I'm using different products. Rachel did hers with book paper, you know, the paper she uses for gluing, and I thought I'd use digitals. Now she used book pages and then collaged over them to give them some appeal. I'm just going to use my digitals straight out as they are. So it's going to be a quick video because it's quite a simple idea but a good idea. It can be stitched into your signature or it can wrap around a page. I'm going to wrap mine around my page. Okay, so first of all I need to decide what size I want it. So this is going to be the outside. So I'm going to cut this down because I don't want it the full height of the page. It's going, as I said, it's going to wrap around the page. So I want it a bit smaller. So maybe 7 inches because my page is 1¼ inches. So if I make it 7 inches, that will give me a bit of room, top and bottom. And I don't want it to be the full width of the page. So my pages are an A4 page folded in halves. So I'm going to cut that down as well. Now, I'm going to cut 1 inch off of each edge. I'm going to lose some of my pattern, but I can't really do much about that. This is the side that you'll see on the outside of the page. I lose a lot there, don't I? Perhaps I could come into... into 1/2 inch. If I take off 1/2 inch I can still keep my butterfly. So I'm going to take off 1/2 inch there, and I might take off another 1/2 inch over this side, which will get rid of all of that butterfly. I won't have half the butterfly in there. Okay, so that's going to be my outside. So what did I end up with? 7 inches by 9 5/8, because I need to cut this piece exactly the same size. 7 inches. By 9 5/8. So I'm going to take, I'm not going to take anything off that side, I'm going to do all this side. 9 5/8, which is there. Okay, right, so that's all the cutting. Now we're just going to fold this in halves. Where's my scoop? And this one. So this is going to be the inside. Let's try and line that up so it's nicely matches. Okay, so this one. Are they the same size? Let me hope so. Yes, fair enough. Right. So now this one here, we fold it the other way. So that we've got our pattern on the outside. And now we take this and fold it down. Now I'm leaving, there's my centre, perhaps if I ink that you'll be able to see a bit better. So I'm just going to bring that in to say there. So I'm not taking it all the way to the fold, and I'm going to try and keep it parallel to that fold and fold that down. And I'm going to do the same on this side, so I'm going to try and aim for about the same. If I get these bottom pieces level, I should be okay. Try and make sure I've got that level there. And go down there like that. How did I do? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so this is going to go onto this. So that's going to be our little folio, well, page wrap, I guess you could call it. Okay. Right, so now, that goes in there like that, and then that closes over like that, and we have our double pockets. Right, so now what we do is, you can choose yourself. You can cut that off, or you can leave it on there. I'm going to leave mine on there just for a bit of support for the pocket, because we're going to be taking things in and out of that pocket. You can stick that down with your glue stick too if you want to. Rachel uses a glue stick. As you know, I'm not a big glue stick fan. Stick that down. And this one. There we go. Right, now what I'm going to do is take this to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch all the way around this one. Right? No. What I'll do is I'll stitch up there and down there. Then I will put that on there like that, and I'll stitch all around the whole thing. Okay? Actually, I'm just going to go and stitch there, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've stitched along here and I've inked it. I've also inked down that fold, and I've inked down the inside fold. Not because you're going to see it, but just because it's going to make the next step easier. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this to the centre here. Probably should ink that and make my job easy as well. You won't see this, but it would just make it easier for me to get the centre of that one lined up, so I get them straight. Now let's make sure I've got it up the right way. And the writing in the background is in all sorts of directions, but mainly that way, so let's do that. And now I'm going to run a bead of glue down here. You don't have to glue this centre piece if you don't want to. It'll be in a fold, and especially if you're going to be stitching it into your signature, you definitely don't need to do that. But because mine's going to be freestanding, and able to be taken out of the journal, I'm going to attach mine. Even though I'm going to stitch all around it now, I still like to have that security of having that glued in the centre. Okay, alright, so now I'm just going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch around the whole outside of the whole thing. Okay, so I've stitched all around and now I've got a pocket here and a pocket here. Now I'm going to ink around the whole thing. If you're not an inker, of course you won't do this, and if you're not a stitcher, you will glue. There's plenty of changes you can make to this. You could go ahead and add pockets down here if you wanted to, like you could make a pocket across there and a pocket across there. You could even put a side pocket in if you wanted to and cut it to the same shape as that. And you could also put pockets on the front and the back or side, you know, like a side pocket on there. I'm not going to do that because I've got plenty of embellishments in my journal, and I'm trying to keep it as flat as I can, because it's already very, very fat. Now by the time you see this, I will be back from my holiday. I would have been away for just under 3 weeks. I've been over to Croatia and a few of the other countries over there. Okay, so now let me have a look at what we've got here. We can put in those pockets. I've got a few embellishments here. Got a tag there, another tag there. It's quite a large tag. What else? I've got some bags, I've got some envelopes. Probably don't really need much else on there, to be honest. I could just stick, I've got this bag and I could just stick the bag on there, couldn't I? And put something in there. I might do, oh, look at me. Getting carried away again, making too much thickness. Okay, control myself. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some eyelets in the tags and I'm going to put some ribbon in that, and then it looks pretty plain, doesn't it? I might have to do something on the outside, a little something. I could just do like got some little journaling tags, and maybe I've got a couple of little flowers here. Maybe just a little something like that. Let's have a look here. I have got some cheesecloth. Put some of that up and put it behind it. As I said, I really do not want anything too bulky, so I might just go with that. I need something on both sides, don't I? Because you'll be able to see both sides. So this little, well, I don't know whether it's a label or a tiny journaling card, it can be either, I guess, is part of the kit. About there, like that, and then my 2 flowers. Like that. Now, in a previous video, I used some glossy accents on the centres of some of these flowers, and I really liked the look, so I'm going to do that for these as well, but I'll have to do that afterwards because I'll probably put something similar on the back, and I can't dry it. Oh, I could open it out, couldn't I? I could open it out like that and put my glossy accents on. Okay, so on the back here, it might be the back, it might be the front, who knows. I've got same sort of thing. So what have we got there? We've got a vase of flowers, we've got a hat, and we've got a... So, do we want to do the same? Or I've got butterfly. Well, I've got a bee there. I could put that butterfly over that because I've got a butterfly there. Or I think I've got some labels. Have a look. These are all the bits and pieces from the kit that I have set aside to work with. Yes, so, oh, what about a ruffle? What about a ruffle across the bottom? Too bulky, too bulky. We could use a piece of this though as a label, couldn't we? Let's do that. I'm going to cut that. You can bet your boots it won't be square, but let's cut that there. Let's get a corner rounder, which is here of course, and let's round the corners on that. This is just something a little darker to bring a bit of colour change. You can see I've got a bit of file folder peeking out there. And do I want a piece of lace on this one? I don't know that the lace will stand out that well on there. No. If we're going to do any... Oh, I have got some of this fabric that I used on the cover. That could bring in a bit more darkness, couldn't it? Just going to run some of that up that way. What do we think of that? Do we want a flower on there as well? One maybe? So the good thing about this kit is that there's enough embellishments and bits and pieces in it that you can probably create your whole journal just adding, you know, bits of lace and odds and ends. You don't really need any other embellishments. It's also got like heaps of tags and bags and all sorts in the envelopes. These fussy cuts. Quite a few fussy cuts actually. So what do we think of that? Let's go with it. Okay, so we've decorated the front and the back. You could put something in there. If my journal wasn't so fat already, I would probably put that envelope in there and something in the envelope. I don't know, I don't think I can help myself. I think I have to put it in there. Why not, eh? Okay, so I'm just going to do two sides. Then if you wanted to, you could tuck something in there. That going there like that. So I'm not taking it right up to the crease, I'm leaving some room there. Haven't got my eyelets in there yet, have I? So if you want to, you can tuck something in behind that. I'm not going to. I am not going to. But you could, see, you could put another tag in there. Okay, so I'm going to put some eyelets in these too. You don't need to watch me do that because you'll know how to do it. I'm just going to use my crocodile. And I'm going to put some ribbon in the tops, and then I'll come back and show you when it's finished. Okay, so there we go. It's all done now. I've put the eyelets in there and added some ribbon. They're backed. They were already backed. That one's backed with coffee dyed paper. This one is a masterboard that I created, and that was created onto some cream cardstock. So they're the two there. Actually, I might change those over, although it doesn't matter because you're going to see. I have put a little tag in here just as a display. I will take that out, but that's just so you can see that there's a pocket there. And I can also, should have also put one in here to show that there is a spot there as well. But so there we have it, our little folio, and that goes over a page. So let's find a page. This one will do. So that would go over there like that, and I've got some of these bulldog clips here. I would just attach that on there like that, and then we've got it over on that page too. Now it's up to you. You could put your tags in the other way, so you've got your pattern paper showing when it's like this, and that's up to you how you want to put your tags in. So that's it. That's our little Roxy's Weekly Challenge Week 15. Very handy and very cute, I think. Next time I make one, next journal I make, I'm going to make differently. I'm going to have more signatures with less pages in them. So as it is now, I've got 3 signatures with like 16 pages folded in half, so 32 pages. So it ends up looking like this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do next time. But for this one, yeah, okay. Well, thank you for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know I'm well behind with Rachel's challenges, but I'm going to be home for 8 weeks now before I go away again, so hopefully I can get caught up. Alright, well thank you for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.